Welcome friends. Today lectures we are going to see that is the 2D and the 3D graphics sections. So what is our goal here to produce 2D image of a mathematically described in the 3D environmental condition, and issues, what are the issues here? Describe the environmental, that is the modeling, mostly later we are going to see. Then computing the imaging, and what are the different kinds of the 2D and 3D drawings. So graphics toolkits, let us say the what are the graphic toolkits are available. Graphics toolkits typically take care of the details of producing images from the geometry. It is going to produce the images from the geometry. Geometry is the basic thing of the drawing, or 2D or 3D, it is a basic thing of the geometry. So what are the inputs we are going to do here? Where the objects are located and what they look like. Where the objects are located and what they look like means in a space or in any of the coordination system or coordinate system. If you want to draw a line, draw a circle, or if you want to put a single point, so then what is its location according to the x and y direction. So from the original position, so what is its location means we have to find out how to fix that one and what they are looking like. So what are the requirements are there to produce that line or circle or any of the geometry. Then what are the camera is in the how it behaves, that will be in the software components. Parameters and controlling the rendering points. Output, that is the pixel data in the frame, buffer data, etc. These are all the graphical toolkits. Then let us start with the coordinate systems. This onwards your fundamental theories is going to start with. The use of coordinate system is a fundamental to the computer graphics. It is very essential and very basic thing, that is fundamental computer graphics to draw any of the geometry by using the coordinate system. Coordinate systems are used to describe the locations of points in a space. As I told you, coordinates are very much essential to locate a point, a line, a space, point, line, or any of the geometry in the space. We require the coordinate system. Then multiple coordinate system make graphics algorithms easier to understand and implementation. Means if any of the geometry is very complicated, means we are not going to draw in a single coordinate system. At that condition, we can create the new coordinate system. So we can call it as a user coordinate systems. Locally, generally we are having the local coordinate system, user coordinate system, some other different kinds of the natural coordinate system. These are the different kinds of the coordinate systems we are having. But out of which we are using the user coordinate system. There, user can define or user can produce a coordinate system to draw a geometry if it is a complex one. So let us see here the coordinate system. So different coordinate systems represent the same point in a different ways. Different coordinate systems can define with the different ways. So some of it is there here. In the first one, a point located with the space and x and y coordinates are there. So x is 2 and y is 3. Here in the diagram, the first diagram is showing that in the x and y coordinates, the point is located at 2, 3. Means x is here 2 and y is here 3. In the another diagram, it is saying that u and v. So whereas in this one, the point indicates that 1, 2. That is u is 1 and v is 2. These are the different coordinate systems. The transformations. So transformation converts points between coordinate systems. Transformation converts points between coordinate system as shown in the figure here. So let us see here in this first diagram, x and y coordinates having the point with 2, 3. So whereas u is equal to x is 1, v is equal to u is equal to x minus 1, v is equal to y minus 1. So let us again coming back to this one, x equal to u plus 1 and v is equal to y plus 1. In the vice versa, it is going to transform. Means this condition is called as a transformation in terms of x and y to uv and uv to x and y coordinates. Here x and y are also coordinate system, u and v is also a coordinate system. So we are transforming from xy to uv and uv to xy, the same thing. So alternate interpolation. So here in the xy, that is a 0.23, and again xy, that is a 1 2, converting that one. X bar is equal to x minus 1, y bar is equal to y minus 1, and x is equal to x bar plus 1, y is equal to y bar plus 1. Instead of using the u and v coordinates, we are using here x and y for the again different coordinate systems. 2D affine transformations. An affine transformation is one that can be written in the form, that is u is equal to axx plus axy plus bx, and y dash is equal to ayx into x plus ayy into y plus by. If we can write it in the matrix form, this will be indicating that this will be in terms of x dash y dash is equal to axx axy ayx ayy in the x and y coordinate system. So uv is equal to x, u is equal to xy direction. So both the conditions here it is going to say, means here we are going for the matrix, for the transformation matrix as well as the equation matrix. So why affine transformation is necessary? So affine transformation are the linear kind of the transformation. Here whatever we are going to transform, it will be in the linear condition from one point to the another point. Transforming all the individual points a line gives the same set of points as transforming the end points and the joining them, means we are going to connect the end points between 2 points, that will be converted into line. Interpolation is the same in either space, that is to find the halfway point of a one space and transform, it will give the same result of the endpoints, transform and then find the halfway point. So these are the basic things of the 2D 3D. Main important part in this 2D and 3D transformation are some of the parameters, that are the translations, scaling, rotation, shear and reflection. These are the very important parameters comes under the 2D and 3D transformation. So if in your exam part of view also, these translation, scaling, rotation is also very important, because you will be having a very simple question or compulsory question on this 2D and 3D transformation also. So let us see first on the 2D translation, what will be the translation part, then we will go with the 2D scaling. So 2D translation means it is moving from one point to the another point. In the first diagram in the xy coordinate system, the first point at the origin point, that is the 0 0 position, and another point will be at the next point, that will be giving the x and y values. So in the second diagram, it is saying that bx and the by. Bx is nothing but the displacement from, or displacement or the distance between origin to the point in x direction, and by is the distance between origin to the point in y direction, that is totally we are taking as a bx and the by direction. Moving an object, that is x dash y dash, is a new translation matrix, that is equal to 1 0 0 1 transformation matrix we are going to see here. Xy is the parameters plus bx plus by. This bx and by are the transforming position of the point. Okay, so let us see in the 2D scaling. Scaling is nothing but scale. If the object is small, we are going to make it as a big in both the direction, x and the y direction. So let us say here in the first diagram we have made as a simple square section. Again here in the second diagram we have made as a rectangular section, whereas in the x y positions, but instead of this one we are going with the matrix form, that is the sx and the sy. Sx and sy is the s is the scaling operation in x direction, sy is the scaling operation in y direction in both the parameter, that is the x and y coordinate system. Okay. Next one is the 2D rotation. So rotate counter clockwise about the origin by an angle theta. Here we are going to mentioning the angle theta in x direction and y direction, both the condition we are taking as a cos in x and sine in the y, whereas in the previous matrix equation, we are taking the 1 0 0 and 1, but here we are taking as a cos sin and sin cos. Sin sin theta is indicated in the y direction and cos theta is indicated in the x direction. So let us see here in the x dash and y dash matrix is equal to cos theta minus sin theta and sin theta cos theta into bracket x y plus 0 0. Means we are rotating the same rectangular object or rectangular geometry in terms of new position. The initial position is the one thing and the new position is we are converting, that is the cos theta minus sin theta into cos theta. This is your new position matrix equation in the 2D rotation. Then x axis shear. So shear along x axis. So this is in the matrix, that is x dash y dash is equal to 1 shx 0 1. Means here we are going to only shear the object or geometry in x direction, that is sx with the into h is the shear part into bracket x and y. About reflect about the x axis, again we are going to take about the reflect about the x axis. So what is the matrix for this reflect about y axis here? So let us see the diagram and you can tell me. So x dash and y dash is equal to 1 0 0 and 1 into bracket x y plus 0 0. Reflection about same thing will be there in the x as well as in the y axis, both the condition. Rotating about the arbitrary. So in this one, the solution what we are going to get, translate the center of rotation to the origin. Translating the center of the rotation to the origin and rotating the object. So translate back the original location, means we are going to keep the center point of the geometry in the xy origin position. Are you getting point? We are going to set the object or geometry center point to the origin of the x and y coordinates. Then we can rotate the clockwise or anti-clockwise. Then we can check its angle between x axis and y axis. Then again we are going to return back to its original position. So here in the rotating about an arbitrary, in the first diagram we are having the x and y coordinates. What we did, we are going to fix with the origin as a center point of the geometry, we already set. Then we have start rotating with its center of the object in the clockwise direction. So it is indicated, in the anti-clockwise direction it is indicated. Then again coming back to its origin condition, means we are going to fix the center point of the object to the origin position of the x and y coordinate. Scaling of an object and not of the origin. Scaling an object not at the origin means what also happens if you apply the scaling transformation of an object to the origin. So based on the rotating about the point composition, what should you do? Resize an object about its own center, means if you fix your center point of a geometry or object, then you can rotate as well as also you can scale that geometry or object also. Means if you scale that one, then also the center point will remain same. If you rotate, then also center point will be remain same. When if you coming back to its original position, if it is scaled on more scale, means that will be the object will be increased in the size and the shape, but center point will be at the same point with the x and y coordinate system. So let us go to the next homogeneous coordinate system. Using three numbers represent a point here, x, y is equal to wx, wy and the w. At any constant, w is not equal to 0. So let us see in the diagram, x dash, y dash and the 1. X and y is the coordinate value, whereas axx, ayy, bx, ayx, ayy, by, the remaining will be then the 0. Means here in this condition, in the homogeneous coordinate system, we are taking as a 3D geometry or 3D object in only x and y direction. So whereas in the basic transformation, translation, rotation and the scaling part, so let us see in the 3D one. So in the translation 1 0 bx 0 1 by, and in the z direction it will be the 1 only, there will be no any changes in the translation. So whereas in the rotation we are considering only the x and y, that is the cos theta minus sin theta and cos theta, remaining all value will be the 0, only the y z, that is third axis, that is the z axis will remain as a only 1. Whereas in the scaling we are considering only x and y, that is the sx and sy, remaining in the z direction it will be the 1, because we are going to scale only in the x and y direction. So sx 0 0 0, sy 0 0 0 1, this all things will be comes under the homogeneous coordinate system. Then 3D transformation, homogeneous coordinate, that is x y z, that wx wy wz, and again we are taking as a one more thing, that is the w. So 3D rotation also, as shown in the figure, it is a 3D rotation part also. So finally we are concluding with the transformation part, 3D transformation, that is transformation tidbits. So scale, shear, etc. extends naturally from 2D to the 3D. We are going to convert from 2D to a 3D diagram. So rotation, translation are the rigid body transformation. Rotation and the translation are the rigid body transformation. It will be not moving anywhere. So does not change length or angle. So a body does not deform when it is transformed. Means it is not going to deform. It should not going to deform. Otherwise the body shape is going to change. Okay. So this we will conclude the 3D transform, 2D and the 3D transformation part. So the remaining part we will see in the next class. Thank you.